All right, we are live. So welcome if you are listening to us. This is a Chronicle of Anoren. This is part 3. This is a continuous story with uh, a different roster of heroes in this land of mysteries. Of course, the setting we are using is this RPGS setting. So I'll probably have the link for your free PDF copy right below. So let's start the game. So before setting the first scene, I would like to say a few words to our friend Leighton, the honest merchant, or smugglers. So uh, I would bring you to an event that happened recently. You told me that you had a debt that your father, in fact, contracted with some shady people. I will throw a number here. The debt is beyond 50,000 silver piece. It's a crazy number. You can buy like 20 camels with it. You can buy a whole tribe with this amount of money. So what I'm going to talk about now is not on this magnitude of severity, but it's very real and very important for your family and yourself. You told me that you had a sister and a son, right?
Yes, my nephew, yes.
Your nephew, okay, nephew and your sister. So recently, I will just retell you something you did against your will, because you're that kind of guy. You just stuff happen to you constantly. You went to a tribe named the Scorpion Star Tribe. They are Minari, uh, desert people, and they get their name for their stargazing habits at night, their fantastic ability to navigate the land during the night using the star and just their eyes, and also because they are they have tattoos on their bodies made out of venom, scorpion venoms. So they are nasty people. Amongst the Minaris, they don't have a good reputation. Uh, it would be the opposite. They are really they are living as bandit, as highwayman, as assassin, and of course they had some need for some smuggling, and you ended up in one of their tents and negotiate the price and shook some hand, and and at some point during this meeting something went bad, and to give you a chance to flee with your life, to see your sisters and nephew again, you had to you had to throw a cup, a full cup of hot boiling tea into the face of one of their leaders, and just before you went away. So these last weeks, these little travel in the desert are like a little bit more dangerous for you because of the scorpions guy, and you send them a large amount of money, like 2,400 silver piece to calm the deal, to cancel the deal, and just to get even with them. So of course you give them like 500 pieces of interest, and For you, the matter is closed and you are even with them. But the tricky part is that you didn't had any news of it. You don't know what is the status on this affair is at the moment. So this is what your starting frame of mind to begin this story. So yeah, let's go with the actual first scene.
Okay. We're.
You have any question about it?
No, no. Well, do we have a name for the particular leader that I insulted? Yep.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh yeah. His name is Abdul Kali.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's a nasty fellow, and now he must have this this ugly face now.
Okay. Wow.
It was really like boiling hot tea.
Okay. We can open the scene with me being around at an oasis, actually. Okay, if that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watering the two camels that I have with Chennai, and it's very obvious that Lathan's been very paranoid, very nervous, you know. I'm looking over my shoulder constantly, you know, so much that my neck hurts, you know. My neck is sore from all. And he's very he's just been just in a bad mood, you know, overall. I haven't explained why, because I really don't want Chennai to get the impression that that my dealing with the Scorpion tribe is the norm. Okay, so I'm trying to put my best foot forward, and this is also in order to put her mind at rest, as far as the trust goes between the two of us. You know, I don't want her to think that she's in the presence of some kind of scoundrel of some sort, if I can help it. But I have been very, very jumpy and very nervous and everything. So we're at the oasis. It's just a little bit past sundown, and there are many campfires going of the other merchants and travelers and whoever else that are here staying in the oasis for the night. Okay, there's
Excellent.
caravans here, and Lathan, he does, you know, he makes his rounds. I go around and speak out of hand, you know, to the other merchants. You know, all of them aren't equally friendly to me because of past things that have gone on, but I kind of just brush it off as to you know, that was in the past. That's one of his favorite sayings. Oh, that was in the past, you know. And then eventually he makes his way back to Chennai and hands her maybe a plate of dates or something like that to share.
Does Chennai like dates? Not dates, not dating people, but you know, the fruit, the fruit.
Right, the fruit.
Yeah.
Let's not start a romance at the oasis,
no,
people.
No.
I do understand why you're so nervous. This shaggy beast also made me uncomfortable.
Yes,
I hate camels.
They're an unfortunate necessity, you know. We need them.
I'm used to horses. Why not horses?
I kick my toe in the sand, and I say, sand isn't made for horses' hooves. It's too gritty. It makes them itch.
It make me itch too.
Stop complaining in here. Have some dates.
Okay.
And then I look over my shoulder at that point as I kind of nervously chew on a date.
Yeah, and I would link that to a magnificent view of Okefis, the city that is nearby.
Ah,
And
okay.
the city is a coastal city, so it's nearby the ocean. And since you are in the south of Anoren, what is beyond the horizon is unknown for most of people. Ships are coming from as far as Logar and Nagaroth and other country and fantastic lands that stretch the imagination. So Okefis is the home of 50,000 people. Most of them are sailors and traders, and they are simple and hardy people. So it's a warm day. It's the beginning of the end of the day. It's the sky is pinks and dark purple, and you have the sun setting at the horizon. You can hear the seagulls singing at the distance, making the desert a little bit more like a beach, feel like the beach a little bit. But the people, of course, of Anoren have no concept of having fun at the beach. The beach is quite deadly in Anoren, so no need to go for a swim. You can taste a little bit of the salt in the air. There, it's omnipresent. So if you are in Okefis for some time, you maybe don't sense it anymore. But Chennai and latent maybe those scent and taste are a little bit new because you are fresh back from a travel or an expedition or some kind. You can smell the food that is prepared in for tonight's meal in nearby homes, and those spices, man, you just want a piece of it. Whatever is cooking, you want a piece of it. So we are at this late instant in the night, and Chennai and Leighton, you can clearly see that the town is like 15 minutes away, but you can clearly see it. You have a higher standing point. But nearby there is a small temple built inside a cavern or some kind. There is ornamentation, and it's clear that this place is a place of study, but also a place of exchange and sharing, a place of the calming wind religion. So even if you don't pray this religion or any kind, you know that these guys are very open, very open people. So if tonight you need a place to crash, or you need to speak somebody, or maybe have a little first aid, or just to talk about what's going on in the area, this is a good place to go just for that. So you're just you're like 2 minutes away. It's super near.
Listen, would you mind going there? I think I can find some good books to read. More information for my quest.
Of course, why not? We'll humor you. Let's go. I'll even grab the camel so you don't have to. So I'll gather the reins and kind of yank the beast, and kind of, give them a little hiss to kind of get them up off their haunches, and yeah.
I am contractually obligated to imitate a camel at each game.
Okay.
So
okay.
He follow you without missing a footstep.
Okay. All right. So I'll drag him behind, and he'll bow with a flourish to Chennai and say, "After you."
So meanwhile, at the temple, Izado had the privilege of having Hefmira, our good friend from an adventure a long time ago, some months ago, let's say. And the night is coming, and it's getting a little bit colder, but it's okay. You have firewoods, and you have stuff to put on your body as an extra layer for warm. So I would like to know what you guys are doing at the temple at this moment of the day.
So it's towards sunset?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That means people are gathering in to start reflecting over the recollections of life. That means also the sunset's coming in full view for the thing.
Yeah.
I want to say that Izato's stepping out for air, being suffocated by being around so many people, wanting to at least fill her lungs with some salt and her wings with some fresh wind to at least get it out. So she's staring at, are the stars coming into view at all?
Yes, there is a couple showing in the sky.
She draws out a line and starts thinking of them as if they're forming an adder of some kind of snake. She starts pondering particular quotes she remembers from the recollections of life. You hear the fires and the prayers start.
Why would the black asprey bite, master? ...
See an ellipses in the sky, ... in the stars. Sits down against the back wall of a cave, just enough so that nobody can see her, because otherwise they'll start asking her questions.
And if there's a fire, I'm probably just sort of sitting like in front of the fire, and I'm sort of watching it and like looking into the flames as if I'm like trying to observe the fire itself or like talk to it, like I'm having this sort of spiritual conversation with the fire, even though I'm not really doing anything. I'm
Okay.
just sort of communing with nature in my own way, just sort of watching the flames kind of move. And
Izado, you can see at least two of your ordinary customer, I will say, that seems a little bit nervous, and they are about to get out of the temple and return to the city so early, and they seem a little bit nervous.
She stretches her wings, they flap, and then she hurls them down and covers the lower half of her body with them as she strolls forward. What seems to be the problem?
Oh, Izado, I'm not sure I'm willing to meditate. I've seen something really troubling. I don't think it's a good night for meditation.
Why would that be?
He points his finger towards Ifmira, who is watching intensely a campfire. But the fire is green and is crackling in front of her. And you can now see the people at the temple. They are all whispering about that, like it's unnatural, and they fear this kind of things.
I point toward the inside of the cave. Is the sunset starting to come down at this point?
Yeah.
Then you see the lines, right? Like the light going through the resonation of the cave,
Yeah.
the natural formations of the gemstones that were carved. Do you remember what this cave was like before?
Yes, I remember.
Was it not ugly and unwanted? The fragments of each stone in its own brightness meant nothing to anyone. Yet look at it now. Does it not shine like the stars, spiraling, just as the sunset comes on the horizon?
I see what you mean, but But mistress, green fire, look at it.
Everything has its place. Everything can be repurposed.
He looked down. He looked at his feet, and he returned to the temple. But you have always an eye on Ephmera, the witch from the desert.
I'm gonna. We'll,
And
knowing
yet
that
the
this-
guy just start to run toward the city like a coward.
Seeing as it's disorienting my converts, I need to go. I need to go check Ephmera. You seem to be keeping yourself quite occupied there.
Oh, I'm just sort of looking at the flame, and then I notice.
And the fire returned to normal color.
Yeah.
She was doing nothing.
Yeah. I sort of look. I look over at Zato, and I'm just sort of like a bit clueless. I'm just focused I just do these things without even meaning it, and I sort of look, and I ask, what is it? And I appear to be somewhat distracted.
You're scaring those who are here for meditation.
Oh.
I appreciate your meditation, but I'm afraid it is not the kind that welcomes or agrees with those around you.
I knew this wasn't the best idea. I shouldn't be at this temple. I told you. I know you wanted me to have a place, but maybe I don't have a place here.
Of course you have a place here. At least we'll continue to try. You can stay with me in my apartment tonight.
Thank you.
If that is what you need. Just
I
don't
wouldn't mind.
Just don't stare into the flames. Put my hand on Ephmera's shoulder. It's been a long time. Come,
You can see Zado two more follower coming to the temple tonight. There is one man who seems instantly friendly to you, having a smile and a wink, like casually, and he's holding two camels with him, and there is a lady with him who is strangely dressed. She's like overdressed, and she don't have the clothes of an Anoren person, and her skin is very pale. These are not your usual follower.
No. Do I need a roll for a language thing or something?
No, you have very no clue about it. You
I have no
never
clue.
seen this type of dress.
I am actually
She
going
had a
to.
cape and yeah.
I think I want to just walk over and greet them, because that's what I would do.
Yeah, perfect.
And just sort of, I'm holding. I grab my staff that I left on the ground, and I just sort of pick it up and I start moving over to them. I say, "Welcome to our little place."
Lathan is kind of surprised actually because he was kind of mesmerized by the glittering walls, right, in the cave,
Yeah.
and they kind of reminded him of the piles of the bags of spilling jewels that was in the tent of Abdul, So it kind of brought back kind of bad memories for him. So he's kind of startled a little bit.
Maybe they will have some tea.
And as this stranger approaches them, Lathan kind of takes a step towards Chennai, and then kind of he gets back into character, and a broad smile goes across my face as you introduce yourself. Hello.
I just sort of nod my head. Oh,
Thank you for your kind welcome. I'm pleased to be there. May I know the name of this place? It's quite amazing.
see, I turn to Izato and Temple of the Calming Wind. Is that it?
Yeah, something like that. There's some name that the local towns tend to call it from time to time. They call it a temple. It is merely a place for meditation. I see you are quite formally dressed.
Thank you.
Have you come to inquire about anything? This is typically not the place for such formal attire.
Oh, it's my traveling attire. So I'm from far away. Just looking for stuff. I do love knowledge and books. So, but we've traveled all the day, and I would be fun to relaxing pose if we can. I don't mind. I know it's not in here, but I don't know if we can stay close for the night or be sheltered.
We have quarters for such that. I think some of my servants have left for the time being, at least some of the volunteers for the temple, so I do believe there's an empty room or so.
Oh, fine.
Can you describe Izato?
Izato? Izato has her hood over her. You can see that her arms are covered as well. Kind of a longer flowing, I think it's still black. She has long black wings coming out of the back. Her hair is black as well. She is one of the Valar winged people. I'm sure you've probably heard of it. I'm not sure if Chennai has.
I probably didn't even notice them. I'm just in awe of the place and friendly at all.
She has a falchion faceted to her side, but it doesn't seem like it's been used in a long time.
Is she wearing robes of some type of authority that, other than what she just said, would she appear to be, would it be known, that she has some station of some sort here?
I was.
Sorry, I was just wondering.
They're definitely different from everyone else's clothes.
Okay.
They're definitely they're definitely recognizable as someone who used to be of the recollections of life, who used to be a higher part of the Calming Wind, but they're very tattered. They're not very neat clothes, and it looks like they're poured on in a very modest way.
Okay.
Yeah, the follower of this religion or maybe philosophy are not like a church-like organization. It's more loose.
Lathan thought he caught servants or followers or something about what Izato just said, and he kind of latched onto that, So that. So it will be our pleasure or our honor if we will be allowed to stay here for the night.
All right. Do not expect the accommodations to be much of anything.
Very well, but do not expect the silver to be to match those accommodations.
No, we offer no pay. It is strictly as a matter of charity.
Excellent. I am your man then.
So I presume that everyone goes inside the temple?
yes.
Or did the Chennai add something to do before?
She would probably just ask if there is any kind of way she can learn more about the temple, or if there's any reading she can do around runes or scrolls or books, or she's just driven by that kind of thing.
There is
Do you have any?
There is a copy of the Recollections of Life for public reading over there, if you wish.
Of course. It would
Please
be
do
good.
not bother those who are already taking their turn for their reflections.
I'll be after. It's okay.
And just between you and me, V, there may be some missing pages in some of them recollections. Just saying.
How can I have done this to this book? No.
It's not like they are completists, these calming wind people.
Missing pages.
So, you are entering the temple, and the center of the biggest room is probably, and Chepe can tap on my finger if I do it wrong. There must be some large area where people are meditating and chatting, like whispering to each other the recollection of life, and they are sharing their thoughts about what the recollection bring them and what they need to express and what they need to learn about it. It's a very complex pursuit to be versed in the recollection of life. It's easier to just follow the old gods in stone and just be on your merry way, like in your typical fantasy game. Like, yeah, I'm praying broader mountains, and that's it. It's so much easier. So I would say there is at least 12 people that are practicing, and as Ephmira entered the room, there is one guy he's really like very nervous about it.
I was actually trying to like move, like avoid the people as I'm entering the room, because that happened before. So I'm just sort of trying to get out of their way.
Yeah, you're like two poles. You're like you're trying to evade everybody, and he's trying to evade you. So,
yeah.
So once inside, let's do just a quick turn of the table, or I don't know how do you call it, but what are you doing in the temple just for the next few minutes?
As soon as I've been notified for the book, I just go take the line and watch over it if I can. Start to read it and see what I've been missing. Have I came across any of that kind of book at my library, or is it something totally new for me?
Tiny bits of information about the recollection of life. Most of it come in the form of a stone disc with markings on it. This is the heavier and most official text they have. But there is a portable version of these recollection that come in or little rectangle. It can be made of copper. It can be made of textile or clothing, and the recollection are written on them. And people can wear these type of little rectangles on them, so they can have access to it very quickly. So the books you're asking might be the bigger version, where you need sometime 2 person to lift the disc to access the other one underneath it. So it's a huge artifact.
I'll take a look at the upper one.
Yeah. Okay. So
try to read the most I can.
Okay. And how about you guys?
I'm shooing Ephmira as quickly as possible into the servants' quarters, or into where I live, into my little apartment to the side, as well as all where the volunteers live, and trying to get the rooms ready.
All right.
and I'm just trying to keep quiet and stay low and just avoid catching people's attention.
And
Try not to look into the fire.
You just do nothing. You don't read or meditate or.
I am sort of like checking as I'm moving through, I'm sort of checking my bag because I have a backpack. I'm sort of, what I do is sometimes I pat the back of it just to make sure that I have everything, because I have all these sorts of little trinkets and things that I collect, as well as, well, something a little bigger that I found recently that I'm trying to store in there, that I have underneath like a cloth sack that I made.
Trinket is I like this word for for the mask.
Did you keep it? Look at her in horror.
Well, yes, but...
And you brought it here.
I thought that maybe if I were to bring it, I would find some sort of answer. But, so far I have found nothing.
Why do you keep it with you? Something that has caused so much pain. Because
I must find out more about this, and the only way I can do that is by maybe finding someone else, or finding a place of power maybe that I can contact some sort of other spirit who might know. The ideas are floating in my head, and I'm still not very sure it was a good idea again, but I feel like it was the best thing to do. This mask is harmless as long as I keep it safe in my back, which is why I'm making sure. And she's just like patting around. Still there. I won't misplace it. I swear to you. I have kept it safe for many months, and I know.
You've kept it all this time. Doesn't that affect you?
Maybe it has. Maybe it has, but that was the risk I was willing to take, you see, because I felt like the best thing to do would be to try and find more answers. And I cannot...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, you can go ahead.
Is there a candle? I don't know if they have lanterns or candles in Anoren.
Yeah. Do you want to use lanterns or candle?
I'll use a candle. I'll light it for her, and then it's like,
All
here you are. I know you've been needing this.
I just sort of take it in my hand, and I try not to look into the flame.
Well, it's all right. There's no one around to see.
And just sort of...
It's all right. There's no one around to see.
And sort of move forward, like holding out the candle, sort of trying to find the room.
Just make sure, here, there'll be time for meditation. I'll try to settle down the followers.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
I will.
What's my main man, Lathan, doing in the temple?
Well, Lathan was kind of running his hands still in amazement over the contours of the walls, just wondering if there was actually any monetary worth in any of this, this substance, and if so, why was it still here? Why hasn't anyone taken advantage of this? And then he thought, well, if no one has taken advantage of this, then that means that there must be someone here to keep it safe or to guard it, or perhaps there's a curse or something. His mind his mind kind of wanders that way. He catches himself, and then I look over towards Chennai to see how she's doing, and quickly get bored as she's wide. Her eyes are wide, and she's looking at the stone, right, the disc.
Oh, and she's totally absorbed by the writings.
I probably have get out a little book where I draw what I'm reading, or some specified type of rune that are encrypted that I haven't seen, or the way they are just slightly different from what I know of this language. So really boring stuff.
Her time would better be spent with accounting or something like that instead of
Yes.
instead of mulling
And
over those.
as you look on have a close gem on the wall, a gem that is very big and that must be worth some money. You you realize that it's probably fake. It's probably not fake, but not very valuable. But as you do that, there is a shadow that appears on the wall, just beside you. The silhouette of a man having another man in his hand, like this, like he's carrying the other guy in his arms. And this figure appears on the wall, indicating that somebody behind you just entered the temple.
I'll turn slowly, as not to try to make it obvious that I'm aware of them, and I kind of I slowly turn and see who these figures are.
Everyone, each one after the other, you can see this stone man, maybe 5'8" in height, carrying this older stone man in his hands, in his arms, and he's entering the temple, and with the man in his arms, and you can see that the old man have a severe case of the basilisk lullaby, the illness of the stone man that slowly transformed them into stone statue. And he looks past very old. He would look very old to a very old man of stone. And add on that 75% of his body is already petrified. But you have one hand like this that is still moving a little bit, and you have half of his face that is still seem to have some form of life in it. So, what are you doing?
I've heard of this illness or ailment, but I've also heard that it may possibly be contagious. Whether this is an old wives' tale or not, I'm not sure, but I will keep a close eye on the two of them as they move throughout the room and pay attention to how the others are reacting to them before I make my mind up.
Would I have
you
come out by now?
could, yes. Each and every one of you had a chance to peek at this scene, to witness this scene.
I'm just sort of watching, but I feel like it would be better not to get involved. I'm trying to move away from everything at the moment.
Totally obsessed with the stone. I just look around and see if they're coming this way, so I'll leave them the place if need be. But otherwise, I just keep to my transcription of the stone in my booklet.
The strange duo seem to walk just in a straight line towards the middle of the room, where the meditation is done, and you are on one side, and you probably can continue your reading without paying attention.
Okay.
At your discretion, of course.
Does it seem as though they or the one stone man that's doing the carrying, does he seem to have his eye on a particular destination, or is he just kind of step by step, you know, kind of
He
like...
is looking down at the old man, and the old man seems to search for something with his only eyes, the only functioning eyes, which is already all white, and he seems to he's looking for something.
Okay, I can't help it. All right, I'll have to go and see what's the cause of this. Since the winged.
Okay, let's do something here.
Okay.
Roll me your self-control number, because you just mentioned that you thought maybe these guys were maybe contagious.
Contagious, possibly. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we'll I will ask you to roll against your self-control number for impulsivity or impulsiveness.
Okay, so what would
Let's see how it goes.
So what would that be? What would I use for that?
You use a 3 dice 6. You
Mm-hmm.
can use it on dice stream or dice physical dice if you want.
Okay.
And just roll that. Your self-control number on your DSADs is 12. So if you roll a 12 or less, you can resist the temptation to jump into into the fray and just give these guys a big hug.
No, as I thought.
And you totally blew it. So you roll over it. So you must totally do what the first thing you had in mind, forgetting all about the contagion and.
Okay. All right. Against my initial thoughts and my initial trepidation,
Yeah, it's like maybe these guys are contagious. Hey, hi guys! It's like it's super impulsive.
Well, I'm thinking that perhaps if I'm the first one to talk to them, that I also may be the first one to possibly gain some insight into what's going on with them, which may give me an advantage later. So that's what races through my mind as I swiftly move towards them. And
you present yourself in front of them, and the one doing the transporting just stop and look at you, and,
mm-hmm.
he nodded you in salutation.
I initially, when I come up, actually reach out as if I'm going to attempt to help him with his burden, and then I do stop and hesitate and kind of hover.
He straight give you the old man into your arms. And since you blew your self-control, you take the old man in your arms. Like, yeah, super happy about it.
I clench my eyes, waiting to feel my limbs start to get heavy and leaden.
Yeah.
And after a moment, I guess, if they do not, then I slowly open my eyes and I look down at the old man's face, the one good eye he has.
And the old man look at you straight in the eyes, and he says, "Dear Mister, can I trouble you with one question?"
I nod. Yes, of course.
Would you know by any chance any Serban? In other words, any religious people?
I kind of look around to see if I see the winged female that was here, and that's who I initially would direct his question to. So as I look around, do I see her anywhere in the shadow, lurking in the shadows?
Of course, she's there.
I'm coming out after trying to settle Ifriti, and I'm probably trying to calm down followers as I'm coming in, trying to help people to focus on meditation. And then lo and behold, here comes this whole thing.
I attempt
Do I need to
to
roll? Oh, okay.
I attempt to meet her halfway, and because I want nothing more than to find out what ails this man and get him out of my arms as quickly as possible. So I move to meet her halfway, and say, "Yes, here she is, my lady."
Excellent. One of your follower, Izado, just stand up and he leave. He's a stone man, so naturally he just leave. Like upon seeing the old man, his old meditation went away and he became just a stone man and he just left. That's why I roll.
Gotcha. One follower, yeah.
Yeah, one follower just leave. Just left, yeah.
Play the lose my reputation game one by one. Izado looks up. Because she can't resist helping, as she still remembers her oaths, and even though they mean something different to her, she still wants to help someone who is obviously having issues.
Yeah.
Thank you. What was your name again, by the way? Thank you for carrying him here.
You speak to the carrier.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
My name is Melkim.
Lathan, at your service.
My name is Melkim.
Melkim?
Yes.
And also, did you say your name was Lathan? Is that what you said?
Yes, I assumed that you were speaking to me. Yes,
Well,
I
I
did.
was haphazardly speaking to both of you. I apologize. That was my discretion. I should try better to use better language next time.
That is not a problem, madam.
I kind of try to prop the stone man up a little bit so that his eye can.
It's all right, son. You can leave me on the floor. This is where I belong.
I turn. Where is his original carrier at? Is it nowhere to be found?
He's just behind you.
I'm just sort of peeking
he's-
around, like trying to listen.
Another follower leaves at the sight, that one guy who's been avoiding you the entire time. That would be great.
Yes, he's finally got away.
I'm trying to I'm moving away, but also I'm trying to peek my head over to trying to listen.
I'll kind of struggle as I lower the stone man down because I'm not that strong, you know.
Thank
and
you, my good boy.
okay. And is he?
I see worry. I see worry in your eyes, boy. What is it? Is it my condition?
Of course. Will you survive this?
No, I won't. There is no cure.
Then how can you be so at ease?
This is probably my last night on this earth. If I'm lucky. But you don't have to worry, my son. And he uses little only hand to just touch your shoulder in you know, in compassion. And he says, you don't have to worry. You are human. You cannot have this.
I say, we'll speak to the holy woman here before you can speak no more.
You are quite right about this.
We're all doomed. I'll prop him up as best as I can because I know his limbs are very stiff.
Yes, you can feel like more than half of his body is like stones. It's stone. It's just heavy, but in a sense, it's also fragile. You know, if you drop the stone, it can crack and split, and it's a sad sight.
I can imagine, but also I can only imagine what tale he has to speak of. So I will listen intently.
Yeah.
At one point, when I see those ones gathering, my curiousness would probably lead me to eavesdrop too on the conversation and to see what's happening over there.
So we're both eavesdropping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's you're picking behind the book.
I'm-
The other one's coming up.
Yeah, I'm probably just behind you.
Suddenly,
This is
the carrier of the old man just do a super sharp whistle with his mouth, like a. I cannot do it, but and you can see at the door of the temple several men, all stone men, all traveler, all well armed, and these guys could very well be soldiers, but they are very peaceful too. They just enter the temple without asking, and they are pointing people to get out. Now, doing this, every one of your followers, Izado, is asked politely by an armed force to quit, to just leave the place.
I just stop.
And every time somebody point at you guys, you four, to leave, the old man just wave, meaning these are okay. They can stay. They can stay. So Chennai can stay at her station with the disc, and he is with you, Leighton, and he just grab you and no, you stay here, and nobody go to find Hefmira because you're in the dark, you're in this with this candle, you're in another room, you're peeking. Nobody go to find you, but Hefmira, you have the certitude, or you have the certainty that if they find you, they will throw you out.
That's a scary thought. I'm just sort of like surprised when they entered, because I wasn't expecting all these people to suddenly show up. So I'm just sort of, I go from like peeking through the door to like trying to just shut it and like hide almost.
Can you roll me a stealth check +2?
Yes, I can. Let me see if I have stealth.
Yeah, I'm giving you bonus because of the lighting, and you're in another room basically. So yeah, add 2 to your stealth. Roll that. I'm gonna roll for.
So with a +2, that would be 13, and then I rolled 7 + 3, so that's 10 under 13.
Okay, so usually you have 13.
I usually have 11 + 2.
Okay, and you rolled a 10.
Yes.
Okay, so you slowly
Probably under the bed or
back down in the room, and you're like beside the door,
oh, okay, yeah.
so you can hear everything, but they cannot see you.
Oh, okay.
And you can see my roll here, so they don't have any clue that you're here
Okay.
for the moment, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys look serious, man. They're stone men.
They look like armed soldiers, you said, so I'm kind of
Yeah.
nervous.
Yeah, but they are not aggressive, you know. They're
No.
calm. They just went inside and went outside, and everyone went outside like commoners do. But you are more heroic types, or it takes a little bit more than that to ask you to leave a room, you know.
Yeah.
Especially when you can do sandstorm and shoot rocks with your hand, and
Yeah.
or just fly by the window, you know.
I'm not afraid. I'm just nervous a bit.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you four are still in the temple, and 3 of you are in the common area with the old man and the carrier. The soldier go back outside just to make sure that nobody will go in. And these are the kind of soldier that will maybe rough people, but not overly attack them. They're kind of calm people. Maybe Leighton could roll an area knowledge. Yeah, it's in your capability. Yes, roll me an area knowledge, Anoren. You have 14 in it. Oh, that's good.
Okay, there you go. Yep.
Okay, that's a very good roll. So
Okay.
9, you got it by 4.
Okay.
As the soldiers go back outside, suddenly you have a flash of inspiration. You know these guys. You know these type of stone men that travels the desert.
Mm.
You know these guys particularly. You have crossed them before.
Aha.
These are the men of a rich guy, a rich stone man called Macaleaf. And
Okay.
Macaleaf has a big tribe of people that live in the desert. And in the area here, where you are, near Okafis,
Mm-hmm.
they act like policemen in a sort. There is no law really in the desert. But these guys, sometimes they will make sure that travelers are safe. They will sometimes join in a caravan just for the pleasure of it, just for the duty of ensuring some sort of security on the road. So these guys, you know about them. They're basically good guys. But more than that, you know that these guys know everything that is going on with the tribes in the desert. They know everyone. They know every leaders, every tribe, every Minari or Ebanim or everyone that is going in the desert. These guys are a wealth of information. Probably these guys know about the scorpions.
Well, that could be a boon or a bane for me. So, is it possible that I immediately or something clicks about their attire? Maybe is it
Yes,
their cloaks or their?
Yeah, it's the way they wear their clothes and the type of weapon they have. They have like big scimitar, like
Okay.
one-handed scimitars, but you can take it with 2 hands. It's like it's large enough for that, but it's not like the super huge executioner style scimitar. It's one grade lower than that. But they have these armor on their chest that is weaved like cross. It's like lamels of leather.
Ah, okay.
It makes a X pattern. So you know these guys.
Okay.
So, considering she's been trying to help the towns kind of defend themselves as part of her way of supporting her temple, would I have come across them at any point?
Yes.
So do I know him personally, or have I just heard of him?
It's one of those guys that you sometimes see in the markets of Hokefis buying some supplies, and sometimes they will police the people just to when there is a dispute, they will just intervene and just basically say cut the crap, and people, and usually it's enough to pacify any dispute.
Is it obvious to me that he's in pain?
But you don't know them personally. Yeah.
Okay. Is he in pain at all? Is it obvious for me that?
Yeah, you can see him. You have difficulty to breathe, and you can see that his only eye is probably half blind.
I would like to try to do first aid to help him breathe easier, if that's possible.
You notice that you know that Leighton did what you think is the correct things. He just like lifted a little bit the old man, to make him sit. So it's basically the best you can do. This guy is really like terminally ill. There is not much you can do about it.
Can you do anything for him?
Apparently
Maybe
not.
bring him some tea. And I'm drinking tea, so it's a sign. You should.
I turn over. I turn over at him. What is it that you have need of a Sorbonne? Much less me.
Oh, aren't you beautiful, my child? A Valar here. You are so rare and so gracious. I was looking for the nearest Sorbonne. Can I trust you, my girl? Can I trust you?
I am unaware. I am merely here, and you have come to my temple. That is pretty much all I know. What is it you have need?
I would only ask you one question. Are you a follower of the Sandstone Prophet?
Yes, and of the recollections of life.
Then it is you that I must speak with. You can stay, my boy, you can stay. This is very, very important. My name is Makalif. I am the leader of an important tribe. I'm also dying, as you can see. And in many years of living in the desert and collecting and trading, I have acquired something very important to me. Something that I have a cult nearly to. But now I would like to give it to you.
What need is there? I'm afraid I'm not quite sure what you speak.
I have acquired something that is more important than me, more important than my tribe, more important than you, more important than the Queen.
At that, even more than the Queen. Brings back memories.
Yeah, yes.
If that is truly the claim, then I would by no means reject your final request.
Yes, you may consider this my final request. Because it's one of those occasions where I don't think I have a chance to survive this. Let's be honest. So with his little hand shaking hands, he make a sign to Melkim, and Melkim in return make a sign to another guy outside. And the guy outside come to you with this. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah, it's a scroll tube made out of stone with a symbol on it, and a strap. A strap was made to carry it, and the strap is really, really more recent than the tube itself. The tube looked dusty and cracked and very old. In fact, it may not be stone at all. It may be something else that was petrified with the years and the years. So it's a very strange object. So he bring it to you, and Melkim give it to you very ceremoniously, or with great care. He gave it to you.
And to what should I give a name to this?
I would be glad if you could name it after me, after I'm gone. If you want to give it a name, I can tell you what I think is inside.
Just
It seems to be of interest to you. Looking over at Chennai, it seems like she's glimmering at it.
no, yeah. Of course, I've been getting closer as soon as I saw the scroll casing. I just have my big round eyes looking at it, and I'm itching with taking it and reading everything that's inside.
I'm sort of curious, but I'm trying to stay where I am.
Yes, you're in a weird position. And on the other side of the wall, there is this Melkim character that is leaning on the wall, you know, and so you're just on the other side of him.
Oh.
Have your back to his back.
Lathan,
So the
was
old
it?
man.
Oh, sorry. I was saying Lathan.
Yes,
was
my girl.
No. What? Oh, other one. Yes. What is it?
What's supposed
Yes.
to be in there?
I don't know, but it's probably worth
There
a
is
lot.
The value of this tube could transform Anoren. And money is not an issue here. This scroll have no price, if you ask me. I would like you to have this scroll tube. But if you are the Surban I think you are, you will want to give this tube to a friend of mine, the curator of a library in Karalhi. It's the Overwatch library. There's a curator there. And if you are the Surban I think you are, you will give this curator this scroll to make sure that it is safe forever.
Is that your wish?
It is my wish.
Is it what will leave
Because-
us in peace?
Yes. To know that Anoren will not be destroyed while I'm gone will be the thing that will put my soul at peace. You see, within this tube, there is most likely, according to the people that I pay, a fair and probably sinful amount of money to investigate. Inside this tube is probably a lost record about the time of the star prophecy, the time where the sandstone prophet was alive. As you can see on the tube, there is a symbol. This is the signature of Lady Junda, the Lady of Healing. She was the chronicler of the Sandstone Prophet. And if my experts are right, there is a strong possibility that there is an unknown Chronicles of the Prophet in there. It's a very important text if everything is true. So you understand now that if you keep it to yourself, you run the great risk of losing this precious chronicle.
She holds it to
must
herself.
Be.
Then she starts breathing heavily.
This sacred text must be to the recollection of life in Karalhi. This chronicle, if lost, should join with the rest, with the accumulation of all the knowledge of the Prophet and his disciples. Do you understand, my girl?
I believe so. She impulsively tries to strap it on, which of course is difficult to do with her wings. So
Yes.
She's struggling to get it over her wing.
It's 20 pound. It's 20 pounds, so it has some heft to it, you know. It has some mass being of stone. And you can see on the face of the old man, you can see actually with your eyes, you can see the illness progressing. You can see the only eyes he have left. The eyes start to become stone-like.
Is there...
He's slowly transforming into a stone before your very eyes.
I look up from studying his face, and I kind of whisper. I say, "What are we to do with him?"
I turn. Melkim, was it?
Yes. I have my final orders from him. If the basilisk lullaby takes him tonight, I am ordered to throw him into the sea.
Please tend to him, as you have been instructed to do so.
And suddenly, Leighton, you sense that this frail body that was next to you is now completely stiff, and the old man will never speak again. He's now very more heavy than he was. And he's in the position you have placed it on the ground. You can now step back, and he keeps this position like a statue.
I'll kind of support him for no reason other than to at this point, I guess, make myself feel a little better about it until Melkim can come over and take him from me.
Yes. So Melkim excuse himself. I will now do as I was told. So he asked another guy to come help him because now the old man is very heavy. So you see now two stone men, soldier, trying to lift this stone statue of a man. And Melkim keep it cool, but the other guy, you can see a tear on his stony face. This was a great leader to him, probably, and he knew this man very well. But on Melkim's face, you can see more of an issue of anger, maybe. He's like a little bit pissed about this death. So they don't react the same way, you know. But these guys, they pick up the statue and they go outside, trying not to look like fools, lifting this statue with an odd shape. And they will go outside. If you follow them, they go just to the cliff outside near the ocean, and they say a little prayer, and they dump the statue into the sea. And yeah, the old man disappear into a splash of salt water.
And is that how
So-
he is to be remembered last?
Yes, exactly. So it was the most happy scenes of the adventure. So what are you doing?
Lady
Go ahead.
Lady Zado, would you
Yes.
mind me taking a look at this scroll? Not at what it's inside, but at the glyph on the outside, so I can reproduce it for keeping for
For the archive?
yeah, for the archive. Would you mind?
That's quite the unusual request, especially given the situation. May I ask what the motivation is? If Miata, it's all right. There's no one meditating any longer.
I immediately just scurry out of the room. I was waiting for them to come back. And I'm
I'm
looking
just
around for what he mentioned because
I
I
hold-
heard.
I hold it out, kind of, while still
I
keeping
think
the strap around my neck, and I gesture the symbol out and the torchlight, so it's refracting onto it, so you can see the glyph.
Yeah, I just sort of tilt my head back and forth, like looking at it.
I would probably just try to scribble exactly how it look on my booklet, just to have a notice of what it is. Meanwhile, I would say, I'm sorry, I probably didn't introduce myself properly. I am Chennai of the White City of Largan. I'm one of the librarian of the great library out there. I'm traveling for more information, for complete quests, and this is quite unusual.
And if they
Do
don't believe
understand.
I believe you have some kind of official paper to show that you
Your
come from very
official
far.
Logarian traveling paper, Inner Circle Library. It's
And
It's
it's
fake place,
probably
but
in
I'm
Anoren you
thinking
don't
on.
have these papers and officials and permit and passport, but in your land you can have those, and it's very alien-like.
I look at Lathan and I was like, you have quite the interesting companion.
at the same time, of getting my pen in my mouth, I just get out the paper and show them like a policeman can do with this badge, just
Roll
like
me
that.
roll me a dexterity check, Virginie.
Whoops.
Roll me a dexterity check, please.
Yep. So dexterity.
Yeah. What's your score?
I have 9.
You
But I'm
have
clutch.
you have a 10 in dexterity.
Yep, but I've got clots.
What did you roll?
Disadvantage.
What did you roll?
I roll a 9.
A 9? Okay. So you have a little drop of ink at the corner of your mouth, you know, since you had the pen in your mouth. So as you speak, you look a little bit like a fool with the ink here. It's all right. It's all right, Layton. She always does those crazy things like dropping her food, splashing water over her dress. She's all kind of trouble for different reasons. She's not very manual dexterity.
I groan and kind of roll my eyes a little bit, and I noticed that the papers that she presents they're starting to become a little bit tattered on the edges because she presents them a lot. You know, I know that it's a source of pride for her, which I can understand. But I know that there's no stopping her from doing this. So I kind of was like, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Aaron.
Wait for it.
I really don't know what to make of this the stone man's the elder's last request. Why us? Why would he choose? Why would he choose us to be allowed to hear this last request? I know nothing of him.
Are you by any chance a follower of the calming wind?
Me?
I did.
No, not exactly.
Turning over at Lathan. Lathan,
I,
are you by any
Lathan
chance
kind of-
you've exhibited quite the charity?
I kind of pretended not to hear that initially, and no, no, I'm not.
Mira's the one that goes,
I'm being purposefully kind of evasive. No, I'm. Why do you ask that question?
Oh, it's simply that you've paid such general care for someone who is in need. After all, you did bring the old man to me.
Honestly, I don't know honestly what overcame me. Sometimes I can be quite impulsive, as my companion could tell you.
Yeah, he's a
But-
friendly one.
But
Always caring.
I kind of look. Shush, shush. Made me forget my train of thought. I found that often if you present a comforting hand to people, that more often than not, you'll be privy to, to certain things. I like talking to people. I like learning
you're a
things
merchant.
about people.
Ah, so you're a merchant then?
Yes. How astute of you, yes.
That's so.
I'm sorry?
That's so.
It's Efmira.
Yes.
Efmira, this is Lathan, was it?
Yes.
All right, Lathan. This is Efmira, an old friend of mine.
And
I just sort of have one hand on my staff, and the other I just sort of move my hand towards yours.
Are you still looking at? Does it have the candle in it still? And is it green? That's what I want to know.
I think I might have put the candle in the other room.
Oh.
What does Efmira look like?
She sort of has this darker colored skin. She's somewhat attractive in a way. She has about in her 20s, sort of black hair in like curled up in like under a scarf almost on her head. She has these brown greenish eyes and this like honey colored like skin of the desert people. She is from the desert, so her skin is sort of a little bit darker colored. And she sort of like reaches out her hand, and she has a staff, like this large staff in her other hand that is sort of like the very large and like has little cloths tied around it and has like horns almost sticking out from the top.
Really?
I would add that you notice something extra about Efmira. There is 1 yard behind her on the ground. There is a small pebble that is rolling on the floor, and the pebble just follow her in the temple. It's a small rock, like tiny rock, but this rock keep following her like some kind of a little insect, but it just rolled, man. It's rolling.
Very nice. Okay.
It's a small little detail.
How is she? What is she wearing? How's she attired?
You mean Hefmira?
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Yes.
what Brandon just described?
Well, the thing that sticks out, I guess, most in my mind would other than the pebble that's been following her around,
Yeah.
would be the horned staff.
Oh yeah, the staff.
Yeah. Does that have any kind of cultural significance that I know of at all? Does that mark her as a sorceress or a?
You do have a reputation among my people.
Could,
Outside of that, I'm not sure.
you could roll me a roll me a 3 dice under your IQ.
Okay.
I do have a fairly high reputation, so.
Yeah.
So 10. So I made it by 3.
10. You made it by 3. You know that she's Minari from her clothes and skin and the way she moved and this little detail in the background. You probably have heard of her. She's probably that wild mage that is living alone in the desert, like the desert witch. And it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Some Minaris go see her sometime to when they are in need, like for talisman or charms or.
So she's more of a wise woman or a. Okay.
The word witch would be more appropriate. She's a good witch, but she's a witch, you know. It comes with that little taint.
I kind of the reason I asked all of this is because Lathan, for good or bad, will often size up people by their appearances first, looking at their clothing, possibly if they're wearing jewelry, you know, anything to kind of mark their station or potential station, and also maybe to.
That's why you keep with me.
Well, that you guys, if you guys pay attention, you'll see. I always do this, and because you never know who you meet, you know, because connections are important. Okay, so that's something that you guys will learn hanging around Lathan. Connections are very important. So.
Of course,
as
important. Of course.
As Efmira kind of reaches out with her hand, I'll notice at the last minute and kind of actually take a step back, you know, and and once I do that, I will turn the step back into a deep bow, and I will say, "The pleasure is mine, my lady."
Yes. Well, it is nice meeting you.
We've already met. Just outside when we came in.
It's fun to have those presentation and greetings while there is this old tube in the middle of you who have this like old press object, all dusty, and the symbol on it is familiar for some of you who have studied a little bit more. For the others, it looked just like drawings.
Do I need to roll a history or something? Or do I recognize?
You don't need to. Okay. You don't need to because you are a Sorban. you would have like +10 to this, so it doesn't matter. It's the sigil of Lady Junda, the Lady of Healing, who was chronicler of the Sandstone Prophet, who was his historian, his biographer, if we can say. And after the prophet died, she became this lady with healing powers, and she traveled all around Anoren, performing feats of healing and miracles. And when she was too old to travel, she and this is speculation that she maybe shared her gift for healing with her disciple, and these disciples in turn went into a crusade or a quest to heal the sick. But after this generation of disciple, the gift of healing just went away and disappeared. So in your case, since you have a certain gift for healing, the tradition is to thank Lady Junta for her gift.
I gotcha. I'm a little overwhelmed at this point because this is huge.
Yeah.
The whole instance, because the torches were lighting and the light of the sun was in the distance as it was pouring in through the temple, with all these guys around, reminded me of. It flashed back to when I had broken my vows and had killed in self-defense. I start feverishly unwrapping the linen I had just moved over my arms, and the burn marks are starting, the scars that are still there started to show again. And I just wrap it around my back again, even if it is heavy. She'll gladly bear it. She doesn't know what to do with it. She's just overwhelmed entirely.
I actually ask, do you need help with that?
No, it's I've made a do you
know
in your
she has
study?
a thing for collecting artifacts?
Yeah. Yes, I'm keeping this from her and from the psychopathic stenographer, this living stenographer right in front of me. I'm just like, nope.
The old man did give it to you, Izado, so there is no mistake in that.
She's
But I
a
do
little...
think that you should bring it to the curator of the library, like you said.
Yes.
If you don't know what to do with it, we can help you go up to there.
I was planning on visiting the library myself at some point.
Me too!
Efmira, did you by any chance know the curator of which he spoke? You did do investigation of the other thing.
Yes, I was doing research on this library. Did the curator's name come up? I'm not sure if I remember, but I was looking into this library, and I know of them, and I know of their organization. I was thinking it would be a good idea maybe if I were to present my own. I don't want to mention anything in front of these people, but I just sort of,
Yes, of course.
And it was just sort of something that I thought might work because they have far more resources than I, and so I'm just sort of, and yes, I've heard of this library, and I'd like to go anyway.
Because would he have gone to the library since he did the research at the end of it during the capital at the end of the last one?
Oh, Brandon and I discussed this topic on a private chat, so
okay.
He can tell you what he did just about it.
All right.
Basically, he just kept away. He just kept herself away from the Overwatch library, and
okay.
But I know of it, so I'm just sort of like, yes,
Alright.
I was going to go there. I'm thinking.
Do you remember of the way
Maybe
there?
it was one of those things where she decided to, I should definitely give the mask to them, and she started to walk towards the building, and maybe at the last minute she decided, no, maybe I should keep it to myself, and
Yes, exactly.
went exactly like, okay,
Yeah.
that's what I imagined.
Is there? I need someone who knows the routes.
Well,
Is that a glimmer that I see in your eye, Leighton?
Of course there is. You're very perceptive. I say it would be my pleasure to act as your host and guide even to your destination, to this library.
After all, it seems that your companion very much wants to go as well. Isn't that right?
Of course. I'll always be glad to be in any library with any kind of scroll and any letters, and I'm big glad to follow you around.
If the previous book, the collection and the recollections of life interested you, then the full original collection would be there.
Oh, nice.
And as we are now new companions and all, it will be the perfect time while we're on our journey to talk about. And he looks at, or I look at Efmira and go, your research on this other thing.
Oh.
That's I'm afraid it's something for another time. Let's just say it involves some very dangerous people.
I know of dangerous people.
Is that so?
Yes, unfortunately.
As a matter of fact, Leighton, you know for a fact that if you have to go to Karalhi, the capital, it's a straight week of riding in the desert, walking and such, and about 3 days north of your position, there is a huge stretch of land where the Scorpion Star tribe ride at night and day, preying on those who are not well defended.
I'll keep that tidbit of knowledge to myself, so as not to deter my new allies. And it's a need.
Yeah, your allies.
Yeah, it's a need
your
to know.
Allies, 3 feeble women.
No. One is a young-looking witch who may not be as young as she appears to be. Yes. Another is a winged, possible seer of some sort, who judging by her scarred arms, has seen some type of battle or conflict of some sort. And then
everything's going to be fine.
And then there's Chennai.
Chennai.
Hello. Who will see us through with her curiosity. So we're fine.
Chennai is basically a book with 2 legs.
Oh.
And a smile.
Yeah, but she's very good, man. She's very good. She can be impressive with her stuff.
So this is because of the pure unlikely chances of us even making it through the desert, I'm willing to see this through and see what happens.
All right, so the rest of the night go smoothly, as usual, if we can say. You can organize the trip however you want. You just have to say what you would like to prep for an eventual travel to the north. As I said, it's a full week at least of traveling, either by camels or foot or wings. there is some other ways of transportation as well, but they risk you're risking a cost if you want to go it by the sea. So yeah, how do you want to do this?
Well, I've heard that if Mira could command the winds and
Is that you ask me if I?
yes, I'm asking you, yes.
Hmm.
Can you just command the winds and lift us up and take us there? I've heard nothing. I've heard that you're a powerful witch.
You wish for me to lift you into the air, carry you. Hmm. I have never thought of that.
I've heard of stories around the campfires of the oasis. Oh, what's the plural of oasis? Oh, and oasis? OSI?
I have no idea.
Me either. But I've heard tales around campfires while the wineskins were being passed around about your powers.
I have danced on the wind, but carrying large objects might be more difficult.
Very well. I appreciate your honesty on my query.
And I'm sort of getting, meanwhile, I'm preparing like a horse and my rations. I'm getting everything in order, just sort of counting. And I also have a horse, so I'm like going
Horse?
over to pet it.
All right.
Horse?
Horse? Is there any other horse around? I've got the smelly camel I would like to trade.
Trade.
Trade?
Trade?
No, thank you.
Why? They are such beautiful creature.
I'm petting the horse. This horse has been with me for a long time, many months.
It's okay. I'm not used to minery trading stuff yet.
Shania, I've told you time and time again, you have to immerse yourself in the culture. You have to breathe it in.
I've breathed sand enough.
I ask her, "Do you have any trinkets? I will trade.
Trinkets.
I will trade you if you have any sort of." And I'm kind of reaching around in my backpack, and I pull out some little bobbits or little pieces of stone or rocks or little like artifacts of art that I'm sort of looking at. Like
No,
this.
sorry. I'm not used to trinkets. I'm more into books.
Not interesting. And I just sort of shovel everything back into my pack.
If Mira,
Hmm?
I point at the pebble that's been rolling around behind you as
Oh.
you've been taking care of your horse.
Yeah.
And I say-
Really?
I say, and how will your pet make the journey?
I just sort of pick it up off of the ground.
Oh yeah. As soon as you notice the pebble, it stopped moving like it was an unconscious reflex of magic, and the pebble just stopped.
Mm.
And I just sort of lift it up off the ground and pocket it.
Yeah.
Creepy, very, very scary.
I would say, yeah, it's not the first pebble that did a reaction like that. Maybe you have a small pouch full of them.
Well,
Then when you cast a bolt of stone, it's very, very practical.
I speak to the land speaks to me. We have an agreement.
okay, all right, okay.
Not always at the best times, but
Is there?
So,
Oh, go ahead.
so guys, if you want to do like Ephemera and purchase some ration, let's see. if you spend, let's say, 50 silver piece, you can have a full week of stuff to eat for one person. So I know that you guys have at least that amount of money. So
Okay.
How much again?
50.
50. All right. I will pay 50.
Can I possibly see if I can get us a slighter better bargain?
Yes, you can roll a merchant skill to
Okay.
have a better bargain.
I'll talk to Merkul, and I'll say all of the business that I've given you in the past. At least the least you could do is give us a little bit of a break on this. Oh, not too good.
What do you do? What do you mean? You want a price now? I'm not seeing you for 2 months, and now you want a price.
My silver hasn't aged any. It's still good. See? It shines in the sun.
Yeah, but after what I hear about you and some shady people, you know,
Me?
should I take it? Maybe you have stolen this money.
I come in. Please reconsider.
Okay. But you
I
have
can
to
try
make
roll.
that merchant roll. So, what is it? It's a
I was gonna try to do a
13.
delegation.
Yeah, 13. Mm-hmm.
It's a 13, and you have a
15 merchant.
13. Okay, you're okay. I'm giving you a. Is it for all those people too?
Yeah,
Oh, man,
of course.
You're killing my business.
No,
Killing my business.
I pay 50 and then I let them negotiate. I take the.
Good lady.
I kind of look at it, at Mir, and say, you wound me.
So let me have a look on the reaction table a little bit. Should have here on my screen. So for 3 person, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, let's give you a 20% rebate. So 50 by 3. All right, that will be. Okay, so basically you cut 10 silver piece per person, so that will be 40 per person.
You are a gentleman, as is your father and your father's father.
Yeah, go away. You're smelling of camels.
That is the perfume of the desert, my friend.
So you are all geared up in food and mount, so you are now ready to take your journey. Do you want to begin the journey right off the next morning, or would you rather stay in town a couple of days to? I don't know.
I know, the library is good.
Library is good.
I'm in agreement.
I can't think straight. I'm just absolutely wanting to get there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I feel absolutely unworthy of doing this, so she wants to get it done as quickly as possible.
All right.
Then we're agreed.
So, in the movie, that would be the time for a montage, where we see your adventurer on their camel and horses, riding into the desert in a line of four adventurer going up north in the direction of Karalhi, the shining jewel of Anoren, the largest city maybe of the world. with maybe 1 million people living in it. It's crazy. Brenton's faces. Oh my god! So the days goes by, and sit on your mount. You receive your share of dusty wind in the face, a little abrasion on your skin because of the sand. You receive your share of heat, lot of heat, because you are in a geographical area called the Middle Desert of Anoren, and this is like the center of the oven. So so the practical thing to do is to travel along the coastline of Anoren, to be somewhat nearby the ocean. The water is not very good to drink, but at least it gets this humidity a little bit. So the travel, so the air is not always dry. And sometimes, thanks to Leighton, who knows the way super well. And if he doesn't know the way super well, well, he fake it very well. And he seems to know a bit about oasis, whatever the plural of oasis is. So about 3 days in, I would ask you to roll me a roll. So you will each give me a roll. I'm going to give it to you. It's perception -5. Or if you have a skill that is similar to observation, or Leighton could roll area knowledge, maybe, since he's a traveler.
Is this
If you have
within the
another
central desert?
suggestion, you can. Yeah?
Is this within the central desert?
Yes.
Okay, so I have area knowledge as well.
Okay, you can roll that instead of the IQ -5, which is a pain.
Oh, so it's a straight area knowledge roll, no penalty?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Since you are trained in
Right.
that,
I failed.
you failed.
7.
14 over 13.
Yeah, 7 out of 14.
Okay.
Are we in
And
southern Anoren still? Are we?
yes, you are. You're still
Alright,
in
so-
southern Anoren. Yeah.
I have area knowledge as well. I could have done perception, but I got 11, so succeed by 2.
Okay, that's good. And Chennai.
I roll 16.
Nice.
A fail.
Get out of
Why
your
fail?
book. Get out of that book.
Okay, what would be your effective perception? What's your
11.
perception? 11
11.
minus 6, so it's a 5, right? So you
Yeah.
crit fail. When your effective skill is 6 or less with the modifier, and you roll a 16, the
That's what I
16
thought.
is a critical fail. Okay, so you're
That's what I
totally absent-minded about your whole environment while the merry little caravan is going on. You,
Probably
yeah,
staring
you
at the
can-
back of my stone because I'm carrying it on my back, and she's just staring at the glyph lustfully.
Yes.
Yeah.
The,
Just want
the,
to know
the
what
glyph
is inside.
dangling like seductively in your back. Read me.
While I'm-
read me.
While the camel just throw me all the way around.
Yeah. Listen. You and Chennai and Efmira. You two will roll your self-control against curiosity.
Oh,
All right. I did very good. Okay, so that's 2-5, and my curiosity is 12.
12, so it's a success. So you can keep that nasty behavior at bay. And V?
Yep, I get it, but I'm not sure it's in character that I get it, since it's probably something written, so I don't think she will stop bothering her as just asking Izado if she can just have a look. Maybe we can just translate it, just retranscribe it if it's not already damaged or else.
Okay, let's frame this. It will be on the third day, one night. You're all camping in the desert after a full day of riding. So everyone have their 8 points of fatigue. Everyone is kind of like beat up. So as people started to sleep, your curiosity keeps you awake, Chennai.
Yes.
And you see the tube near Izado. Officially, by the rules, your will is enough to prevent you to let your curiosity take in, because you rolled under 9.
Yep.
Is this correct?
I roll 8.
You roll 8. Okay,
I roll 8.
So it's by the skin of your teeth, you know. You see the tube, and you know it's very important for Izado. And you're a hyper-curious person. It's very hard for you to resist. But by the rules, you have succeeded. But now, you're a role player. You can to your disadvantage, you can you can push it. So I would like to know. I would like to know precisely what you're going to do.
I would like to know if she's awake or she's asleep. If she's the usual to stay awake late night because of her uneasiness, or if she just fall asleep at that point.
We could see if her chronic pain is keeping her up, because she's had to sleep on her burn marks when the sun's blistering on her.
Yeah, and
okay.
But you know, in the end, she have to sleep 8 hours a day, or something, or having some penalties. You know, if she were a stone woman, that would be a problem. The stone men don't sleep much. They sleep like 4 to 6 hours a night, so that would be a problem. But Izado being more like humans, we will. Would you approach her silently, just to have a peek on the tube?
Probably, I would came closer and have a look, at least at the tube.
Using your lightest footstep.
I still have stealth.
Yeah, I was thinking about something like that. And Izado, you know, is the kind of person who is in touch with this mission, and it's very important to her. So this will be a contest. So your stealth will be will have a bonus of +2.
Oh.
Because it's the night, it's your friend, everything is calm, everyone is sleeping, etc. So I'm giving you +2. And Izado, I would give a penalty to your perception. I would give maybe -3. Yeah, -3. So you'll be rolling a contest. Each and every one of you will roll, and we'll compare the two results.
Did you want to do it physically or dice stream?
Oh yeah, we can do it.
As you wish.
Maybe dice stream, since it's very important.
Okay. No problem.
You can feel a little bit of tension.
Failed. Miserably.
Oh my god.
Oh me.
I failed it by 1.
You failed by
Failed by
1,
1.
but it's but
I failed by a lot more.
Izado, yeah, he failed by a lot more. So we don't need to do the calculation. So she is sleeping, and with your light footstep, you approach, and she doesn't awake. So the tube is in front of you. What are you doing with the
While I
tube?
approach, I probably have just uh, send a light jet of sand on her, but she's too much asleep. That's my fail.
Yeah, yeah. You kick some sands on her boots maybe, but it's not enough to awake her. So what are you doing?
Ah,
And everyone else is asleep. I mean, it's crazy
would,
to say.
I would take a look at the scroll casing, see if it's sealed or it can be opened without breaking anything.
Okay.
I will have a look at it. If I can open it without breaking anything, probably I will try.
Can you roll me your librarian cinematic skill? You know the one with the exclamation point?
Yeah, I know.
You're a librarian.
Yeah.
And just I want to point out, in how many games you ask a player to roll his librarian skills? Just saying.
That's right.
Call
got
Cthulhu,
it.
probably.
Yeah, that's right.
Got it. And I roll 8 out of 13. Sorry.
13, and you have 14 or 15.
I've rolled 8, and I've.
Okay,
18,
it's not your
13.
dice that we see above.
No.
Okay, clear those one. Okay.
Wait.
Okay, so you have a very, very, very encyclopedic knowledge of how documents are preserved and made and protected.
Can I date it? Can I date it? See
yes.
how old it is?
This scroll tube was originally leather.
Okay.
And it's probably several roll of layer, so it's a very strong tube. But now it is stone. It was petrified by some circumstances that you may have to investigate later. But this tube have the texture of leather, but it's now stone. Okay. So the cap that is on it is now sealed tight. If you open it, there is no going back. It's not possible to close it afterward. You would have to break it to open the tube.
I won't do that.
And you can date back this tube to at least 250 years at least. It's bicentennial. It's very old.
Okay. Letter
and,
out of stone.
And if you had to open it, here's my professional librarian opinion on it. You should not do it in the desert. Probably the scroll inside is so fragile that an expert should do it with great care. You could do it.
Yeah, but not outside.
Outside would be foolish because you would lose maybe knowledge of it. If the scroll is
just
destroyed.
Put it down.
Yeah.
I will just put it back down and go back to my bedroll and just try to get some more sleep.
All right, but just before you're going back to sleep, you give one long look again at the tube. There is a part of you that would have smashed it to read the content. But this is too much important. and they would probably leave you naked in the desert if you were to do that. There is a
May-
limit to the goodness of a priestess. She would kick your ass.
My official paper tell me that I'm officially
Yes.
a professional.
You're
would
an
not do
official
that.
librarian on an official mission.
Yeah.
So okay, you go back to sleep. So nobody in the group. Oh, maybe Layden and Efmira could roll me a perception -5 to even have an idea that maybe you did this.
I have probably not going to get 9, 12. So let me check. That is not good enough.
No. All right, and and Layton either. It's a 15.
I'm dreaming about what's in the backpack.
You want to
All
know.
right. So everything went into total secret. So the next morning, you just get up, breakfast, and you start again your journey. On this fourth day, during the afternoon, something attracts your attention. Layton and Efmira, you see a bunch of riders that are currently in an oasis, and you can see their camels drinking waters, and you see these guys just hanging out around a very good spot to have clear water. Normally, you would go there to have a sip. You know, your daily sip of water. Your water reserve are probably very scarce, very low. But Efmira and you, Layton, you see those guys and you don't feel it, you know? You are now in the middle of your journey. And if these guys are what you think they are, these are Scorpion Star tribesmen.
Oh.
Do I know if there is another oasis anywhere nearby within the next day?
Roll me a area knowledge.
Area? Okay.
Yeah. And this one, make it at -1.
No, it's failure.
Okay, so
versus a 13, so that's a 14 versus 13, so no.
okay, so yeah, you have no idea if there is another one.
Um,
Oh, can I fly up to get a look?
You can do that, of course. You're a
No,
flying
no,
creature.
Yes, I know. Well,
I
am a bird woman.
hold on.
Izado start to spread her wing and
Yeah.
wait.
wait. We have to be very careful about this.
I turn to Lathan. I'm like, maybe I can talk to them.
Looking at Efmira, who described herself as fairly attractive. I think that may be a bad idea. Even with your power over the winds, I'm afraid that those raiders may attempt to do their worst to you.
You have not seen my power over the winds, then.
Ah, okay.
I'm afraid I would actually agree
you
with
think-
Efmira for once.
If you think that these people stand any chance against it, you have not seen what I can do.
Do you know of the Scorpion Star tribe?
Do I? I'm not sure exactly. Mm,
Yeah, being a Minari yourself, yeah, you know about these guys. They are like the
They're not
desert Arabic version of Vikings.
oh, all right. I have heard of them, but I have not.
And I saw Chepe liking the reference here. By Arabic Vikings.
Also, they would probably have heard of Efmiota as well,
Of her as
considering
well. So
she's a legend among her people.
okay.
Yeah,
Or
it's
is
a
that like
gamble, man. She have this.
she?
She probably can give you some water,
Then
but now, yeah, it's a tight situation. It's not easy.
I give my standard deep bow and I say, by your leave, my lady, please do your best.
I will talk to them. We just need water. That is all.
Yes.
I will be careful, but
So, does this mean you're going on ahead, Efmiota?
don't stay too far behind.
I put my cloak, over my head to kind of conceal my identity as best as I can.
I put a cloak over my head and try to sprout my wings under my robes as best as possible, which doesn't work out very well.
And I also turn to our chronicler, and I say, it will be wise of you to make note of these men that we are about to meet, for they have they decorate their skin with the poison of the scorpions of the desert, and you may be interested in the patterns that they cover themselves with. But don't get too close.
Yes.
I'll try.
No.
Thanks. It could be a good idea. Does it mean anything?
Well, it is sort of a measure of their superiority over the venom itself. They coat themselves with it, and they attempt to make themselves immune to the predators of the desert.
But also in doing so, they tell of the valor and their exploits as well.
Oh yeah, these guys are all about valor and a worthy death. And so you approach these guys. You approach the oasis. At approximately 50 yards, these guys take notice of you, just because of the size of your mount and the number you are. You are a group of 4 on mounts. So these guys turn around and prepare themselves to greet you, for better or worse. Some of them are even drawing their scimitars and unabashedly, shling, they take it out and they show themselves as true warriors of the desert. If you want the water, it will have to be negotiated.
I'll also ready my my crossbow.
Okay. So it's not a subtle thing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
You
Yeah.
know, the crossbow in your back, and you take it,
Mm-hmm.
and you take a bolt, and you
Mhm.
place it in, and it's a hardy process.
I won't aim, but I'll
Yeah.
keep it pointed down, but still, it's there. It's more for show, if anything, hopefully.
Oh, and the more you approach, the more you have the sensation that Efmira will have one chance to do it.
Um, knowing this, but not wanting to kill anyone, she brings out a bow from her back and gets it ready, holding her some.
Our quest is too important to fail now, right?
Yep.
As you
I-
approach the oasis, you can count these guys. They are 7, like the 7 riders of the desert. So if something is going to be going down, it's going to be ugly.
Yes.
for anyone.
This is not good. So I'm just sort of nervously riding up on that.
Efmira, would you go on ahead?
As you approach Ifmira, you start to remember stories about these guys. How they fear nothing. How they basically saw themselves as courageous warriors, and they are they are quite a bunch of crazy people. You have heard also of a story lately. One of the Minaris that visited you recently told you about one of their leader getting his face boiled by some tea, and he declared a hunt for a certain person. Crazy story, like very vengeful people.
That sounds crazy. Yes.
Yes. But if you can have them on your side, hey, befriend the Viking is a good thing, So we'll have to test your reputation now.
Okay.
So I am going to normally a reputation in GURPS is rolled by the GM behind the screen, and it's for the process of you don't know what impression you make on other people. So, but I'm willing tonight, because these guys are not so subtle.
No.
I'm going to ask you to roll 3 dice 6. Do you have dice string?
Oh, okay. I will.
Yeah. We're gonna use that plus 3.
Okay.
And the higher is the better, of course.
3.
And may the prophet have mercy on you all.
And roll.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's a 12 plus 5 plus 3.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Good job. So as you approach, you saw these guys ready to jump you, ready to run towards you and start a war with you. But one of them just lower his scimitar and start smiling, and he look at you and is doing like, hey, hey,
Hey.
you are Efmira Helmekem.
Yes.
I recognize you. What are you doing in these parts, little girl?
I am traveling. Me and my companions were looking for some water.
Yes, of course, of course. Come. And each of these guys, Scorpion of the desert, are just taking their weapons away and let you in. And as Efmira, you dismount your mount, you notice that one of the 7 guy is tied up with ropes around his body, and he's on his 2 feet, and he's walking around, and he's really like nearly in a straight jacket position, but with ropes. And you can hear some growling, like.
Who is that?
That? Oh yeah, that is a Kram. And a Kram in Anoren, this is basically a zombie.
Oh. Oh.
And the zombie turned to you, Efmira. And you can see blood flowing from his mouth, and as he wants to eat you, but there is a rope, he cannot go far. It's just a trophy these guys have.
I'm like visibly, I look kind of scared because I have a phobia of.
Can you roll your self-control?
I have a phobia of the undead. I'm
Yeah,
very.
make that a -1. You were not prepared for this.
No. Roll on this again. So that's 7. So that would be under 8. So I still make it, yes.
You make it.
Oh,
Take a
wait.
-1
8.
too.
Yes, because it's 8. And then with a -1, it would be 8. So.
Okay, so as long as you will stay in the vicinity of the clam, you will roll this every 5 or 10 minutes.
Mhm.
And he look at you, man. He want to eat you, like. And you realize that these guys, one of the reasons they have a zombie with them, is that they can point the zombie in a direction, let him loose, and he will just charge the nearest person alive. It's like a weapon. They have weaponized a cram.
Why do you have one of those?
Oh, we have several of those. This is one we have left from another raid we have.
Wow.
They are very useful, you know.
No, I don't. I don't.
Of course, people are so afraid of them.
For good reason. They are monsters.
Sure, they are a monster, but aren't we all? And he look at you, and you can see a tattoo under his eyes,
Ooh.
made in the shape of a scorpion
Oh.
tail. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, take the water.
All right.
I challenge you. Go, no, there. Near the cram. Go there. It is the freshest. Go ahead. You can, let's say what? If you can all take your water just nearby, you can have it all. And you can see the men like, they are laughing and having a good time.
I'll swiftly dismount from the camel and loosen the water skin and kind of tiptoe over, attempting to quickly fill it.
You can make me a will +2. You're not particularly afraid of zombies, but you know they are zombies.
I don't know if I'm buying this whole zombie thing.
Yeah, maybe the rope are not so solid and look a little bit old.
Maybe this guy simply has desert fever or something.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, roll me your will.
So will?
+2.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
+2?
Yeah, +2.
Okay.
That's it. You have a 15, so should be good.
So.
And you succeed by 2.
By 2. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you make your way to the oasis. You plunge your water skin into the oasis. No problem. Keeping an eye on the thing, the creature. You have heard many stories about the Kram. Sometimes there is a haunted oasis where these creatures are found. Some oases have poisonous water that can make you a Kram. So you die and you rise and you try to eat the living. So the Krama are born that way, as the rumor says.
Does this Kram, does he wear Scorpion tribe? Is he one of their own?
No.
Okay.
He's from another tribe. He's Minari, but he's not Scorpion Star tribe.
Okay. All right, I'll go back to the camel, hitch the water skin back up, and I'll kind of glance at my companions and nod my head as if trying to give them encouragement that yes, you can do this.
You can do this.
It's my turn.
Okay, go ahead. Make me a will a +2.
Is my oblivious something helping along?
You're oblivious to not to danger. You're oblivious to emotion and such. No, you will roll your. Let's say what? Let's exchange your will roll by a dexterity roll.
Okay, it's less than good. um, here we go. I fail by 1.
Okay. So you approach
That's-
the Kram and the oasis,
Mhm.
and as you approach, the Kram suddenly goes like this, like he's doing a little charge, but the rope, of course, just tighten up, and you stumble a little bit, and you drop your water skin at the feet of the Kram.
I
Okay.
fingered the trigger of my crossbow.
You mean you shoot at the Kram?
I might just do that. Yes, I may with my impulsiveness, and then I also,
All right, roll me
I
your
may.
self-control on impulsiveness.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And so ends the tales of Izado.
No, 11.
11 is good.
Mm-hmm.
You keep it under control. This is a tense situation. If you shoot,
It is.
you know. But the choice is yours. Players can always choose the worst if they want to.
No, I raise it as the beast of sorts charges forward, and
Yeah.
at the last minute, as the rope tethers him, it gets tight.
Yeah.
I kind of take a
Yeah.
deep breath, and kind of my shoulders kind of droop as I kind of relax for a moment. But it was very close.
Yeah. You realize that after your impulsive outburst, you realize that the Kram maybe moved an inch. He's very solidly tied up, but at his feet is the water skin of Chennai. And in the desert, a water skin, a lost water skin can mean death.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to reach
Oh,
it, but the lower I
Guys,
can.
man, are laughing like, oh, did you see that? For them, it's like the funniest thing ever. Oh my God, did you see that? She dropped it.
You guys may be hearing my teeth grind now at this point.
I dismount. Of course, they're going to see my wings, but I guess that's unavoidable. I start walking down toward her, grabbing my water skin. Can I look at... Does faith healing have any effect on this kind of thing, or is he's just too far gone?
It's one of those area in the Calming Wind that nobody cared to do experimentation, you know?
She's a little bit overwhelmed, not by fear, but by compassion, and she feels an overwhelming need to try.
Well, I think you have to touch the creature to have any effect, you know?
Mm-hmm. I guess so. What would I have to do in order to do that?
How do you want to proceed?
Since I see her, she's right there, I try to put a hand on her shoulder. Just calm down. Don't reach for it just yet. I'm gonna flap out my wings a bit, see if that'll have some kind of reaction to the creature. See if it, at least space-wise, will give me a bit of room.
Okay. You open your wing, and the creature does not react. Yeah, like you could throw a rock into his face, and it would not budge, you know. It does not blink, you know. The eyes are like dead, so it does not blink.
Oh.
And you do this like everybody would blink or have some reaction. This creature have none. He just wants to eat what's in front of him.
She reluctantly braces one of her arms and trying to touch the shoulder. The other thinking back the healer's name to which she is always called upon whenever doing anything, and she attempts to see if anything happens.
Okay. So let me check a little bit. Your healing ability, yeah, it's fatal. Okay, so it's unreliable. So it sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So before, yeah, let's do this until the end. You know. So you take a little second to gather your concentration, and you will give me a dexterity check just to touch the shoulder of the creature.
I'll do it.
Since the creature is tied up, give yourself a +2 to do that. It's very kind of it's more easy.
All right. Let me look at my.
It's restricted.
Okay, my dex is 11, so that's 13. And that is 12, so I succeeded by 1.
Okay. So the procedure is like this. You concentrate for a second, and as you're about to use your power, you touch the creature, and you will do 2 things. You will roll your IQ. This is the basic procedure for your power to even work.
Okay. My IQ is that's my piety.
13.
My IQ is 13. Okay. And that is whoa. That's a 5. Do we want me to put the camera to this?
Yeah. No, I believe you.
Okay, it's a 5.
I have faith in you.
I have faith in you.
Okay, normally your power would work, but sometimes it's unreliable, and the number is 8 or less. So
Okay,
you will roll me 3 dice.
I'll do that on dice stream.
Sometimes your power doesn't work. Yeah, it was built that way. So roll me 3 dice.
That's the second dice on my right, so that's 1, 3, and 1.
5.
That's
okay.
A 4.
So that's a 5 too. Okay.
Wow.
So I had to. I don't need to do any more die rolls for the rest of the game.
All right. You touch the creature on the shoulder, and the creature becomes very, very calm and close its mouth and blink its eyes, like you have given this creature a moment of peace.
What did you do?
Redeemed it as I was.
Now you see the scorpions guy. They're not laughing. They're like, what the hell?
Time to get my water skiing on, I think.
Hey, lady, you're crazier than we thought. You can take all the water you want, lady.
Of course, thank you.
Did you see that? And they start chatting between them. Did you see that? Man, she's crazy.
I just sort of fill my water skin.
Yeah, let's get all our water.
Before they chase me off.
Yeah. We'll water up.
And you don't have the feeling that you healed this creature very much, because this creature felt very dead to the touch. But you did something to it. Now it's calm. It's like rocking on its position with the rope dangling behind it. like it's rocking like that, and it looks like at you with its empty eyes, you know.
So there's no chance of there being any remnant of humanity in it. It's I'm just
You
looking
don't
at it.
feel like it. You don't feel like it, but you surely gain 1 point of piety, though.
I hope so.
I'm raising your piety to 13. You tried to heal a monster. That's great.
She was full of compassion. It was a creature
Yes.
living in utter unredemptive state, and that's of course her teaching. That's what she started. It would be completely against her not to do that. So she fills her water, kind of looks at the creature, almost disappointed. You see like a small tear fall down that glazes one of her feathers as she walks past the scorpion Minati.
Excellent. So now, half an hour from that, you are on your rides, and you are looking back behind you, and you see these guys again that are super far away. That the scorpions are basically waving at you like, see you later, bunch of crazies.
Bye.
And you go on your merry way up north. And for the next 2 days, nothing really important happened until, of course, you see this massive city
Karalhi.
that is Karalhi. So I'm going to share my screen. You may I have sent the map, right, to the group. I'm gonna show it either way, just to give you an example of the city. So do you see it?
Yes, we see it.
Yeah. We see it.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah, I haven't
so
seen.
basically you are arriving by New Gates. You are coming from the south of the city. You are in a big canyon, and just the view of the city from that angle is already massive to give you like dizziness. There is houses constructed in the canyon. There is multiple levels. The portion of the city, Skycrest, it's up in the air actually. It's like a bridge made of stone that passes over the city, and there is houses and buildings on top of these bridge. And the city of Newgate is like one district of the capital, but it could be very well its own city. As so much, it's so big. And as you arrive, you are part of several travelers arriving at the same time at the city, and the same amount of traveler going out of the city. You are now nearly in a traffic jam situation. You are entering Newgate, the gates are wide open, and there is so much stuff to see. You are overwhelmed by the number of people in the street haggling, trying to sell you stuff, trying to sell you everything from a night with a stone woman to a thing that is prescribed by a religion, by the way, and to a 12-foot long bread made specifically for hungry traveler, and meat and all kinds of stuff. So arriving in the city, I would like to ask you, what would you like to do?
Probably feed.
Like eat?
Eat.
Eat
She
and
hasn't,
bathe.
Eat sounds good.
Eat
she
and
hasn't eaten any meat at all because she was avoiding eating at nighttime because she figured that they would probably travel at nighttime the entire time. So she's probably craving meat for the first time in quite some time.
Yes, a whole week without meat, man, it's hard. So yeah, for about 5 silver piece, you can fill your belly with the best food, the best street food you can find in Newgate, like freshly cooked sheep with boiled and stew with vegetables and like this brown gravy that is crazy good with spice, and yeah, you can fill your belly like for $5.
She first concealed, upon arriving to the city and sitting so much traffic, she quickly seals it up under a cloak, the scroll. She does not want anyone seeing this, and she facets it to basically be under her chest, where her robe covers her. If that makes any sense. Like, it would be on her back, but forward. She wants it near her as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Flinging just over toward her waist, dangling.
And unless somebody tipped you in the city, you feel like you're part of the crowd. There is Valar flying in the air. There is stonemen doing arms wrestling with dwarfs. You have all kinds of crazy stuff happening. But no dragon throwing flames or whatever. Everything is very basic and human level, but there is some races that exotic races that are there, and you feel like you don't attract attention very much.
I'm sort of looking for a place to stay because we were traveling for a long time. Very tired.
Yeah, in a Newgate, you do all kinds of. We could say that you find a place to stay, like an inn. You rent a 4-bedroom room.
Okay.
I would cut you to directly the front gate of the Skycrest Library. It takes about yes, it takes about 10 minutes to climb up the stairs, the stone stairs, to go to Skycrest. Or for a modest 2 silver piece, you can pay yourself a place in one of those elevator. They have prisoners in Karalhi who are strapped to a mechanism, and it's like a wheel, like in Conan the Barbarian, you know. And the prisoner pushes the wheel, and it makes the elevator go straight up into the air. So you can take this elevator as well, but nevertheless, you end up in front of a Skycrest Library, and it's not exactly what you expected, Chennai. In Logar, the library is like a Greek library, you know, very official, very clean, very white. This place looks like a battle fortress. They have like murder holes. They have like turrets. They have watches. They have guards in front of the gate. So you end up in this halfling character with a book, and he look at you with the most serious expression on his face. What can I do you for? Come on,
I motion to.
I'm on the clock here.
We've come to see the curator of the library.
All right. Sign your name here. So you know, it can take some days, you know, before you.
I elbow Chennai. Show him your papers.
Of course. I'm in an official mission from the the library of the inner circle of the White City in Lorca.
Oh, showing him your papers. You take a great care of reading it all. And upon seeing your administrative rank at rank 2, he suddenly changed his disposition towards you.
Aha.
Oh, I'm sorry, madame. Right away. You can enter right away. And
Thank
all
you.
4 of you passes in front of this long row of angry people, and you pass in front of them and go straight into the
Zato tips her
library.
hood in embarrassment, also in reaction.
I
Close her head,
bow
close her eyes.
and walk backwards in.
I'm just sort of strutting inside.
Oh man.
Shunai's got no shame. She just walk following the dwarf or halfling, whatever it is.
And I'm a bit excited, actually. Just sort of.
No, this is exciting.
In
Very exciting.
In the different halls and corridors of this library, you can actually see one of the most rough edges people you can find on anywhere in Anoren. You can find these guys and girls, all muscular, all athletic, their bodies covered in white powders. All of them have battle scars and they have armors and they go about their ways, and that's the half of them. The other half are librarians, officials, scholars. Some would even mistake them for wizards sometimes. So you end up in this room with this 50 years old man, and the door closes behind you with a big clonk and some echoes, and this guy just look very official, and he says, I heard you were an official, and he goes toward Leighton and go shake your hand.
Is there a chair or a seat nearby?
Yes.
Okay, I will, instead of shaking his hand, I will grab the chair and slide it in front of this man, and
Okay.
I will take the hem of my cloak and dust off the chair, and then with a flourish I will turn to Chennai and say, "My lady, your seat."
Oh, I'm
Thank
mistaken. I am mistaken. I thought you. Sorry.
It's quite alright.
He steps in and try to shake your hand now.
I take the hand and I shake.
Can I
Je suis
see
content
your?
de faire de votre rencontre. Est-ce que vous
Oh,
parlez
vous parlez le Logar.
vous parlez le gars aussi, est-ce que je vois?
Ah, vous avez un accent meilleur que le mien.
Je suis originaire de Logar.
Can I see your paper? Just
Of
one
course.
moment. Oh,
Here they
thank
are.
you. You are quite the Logar speaker, I see. So, after reading your paper, he nods his head. He's not super impressed. He's acknowledging your status. Like, okay, you're an official. He give you back your paper with great care. He invited you to sit and. Okay, what's your business, lady? And what can I do for you?
We've been entrusted with at least 250 years old casing scroll that look related to the Sandstone prophecy.
You know that
And
we
we're here.
receive all kinds of objects each year, and have you?
Are you familiar with Malakith? She interrupts, but then
Malikith. He scratched his head for a moment. Let me have a little quick roll. The name sounds familiar, yes. I'm not sure why, but who is he?
he's the leader of an important tribe of stonemen. He recently perished.
I may have met this man once, a long time ago. Yes, indeed. I'm sorry to hear that.
He's the one who entrusted us with this, and I pull it out and show him.
Okay. Well, this is a very old scroll tube indeed.
Do you not see the symbol?
Yes, I see it. And on what authority were you given this object?
I am a Sorban, and this is the symbol of the one I've followed.
It's a symbol of Junda, I can see.
Mm-hmm.
If you were not accompanied by an official of the White Library, I would be more suspicious. You see, some years ago, we received a package like this, and as I proceed to open it, a needle came out and pierced my hand.
That's terrible.
If it wasn't for my knowledge of poison, I would be probably dead.
Oh.
We have a policy now to be very cautious about what it is delivered to us. Our mission is, of course, the protection of Karalhi against the evil forces.
Did you by any chance attend the award ceremony after the Grey Wanderer was caught?
Yes, I was present.
Do you not remember two of those faces? She flashes out her wings slightly, but still trying not to do that. She's just trying to nudge anything she can to ease his confidence. She gestures over to her friend. She was...
I like that. This is a show of confidence in a way.
I'm just sort of...
She gestures to Ephemera. Do you not remember her? She was the wizard that... She is the witch that brought back the head of the Grey Wanderer.
Yes. I can see. He look at you, and you see in his eyes something lighten. So he goes, "Oh yes, I can see now."
So you know who we are, and you know that we have nothing against the state.
This is correct.
On another hand, we've been entrusted with the scroll, but we do not investigate it further. I would advise caution while opening it. All the same.
So, what should I do in your opinion with the scroll?
I would take it in the closed chamber with the minimum safe light as possible, and we will open it as carefully as possible. There is it's been a old letter scroll that it has petrified over time, so it must be broken if we open.
You see a big smile on his face, because he was expecting nothing less from a librarian from the White City. You can see now that he's pleased to have you within these walls. I see. So the scroll happened to just fall into the right hands. And it was delivered properly by a Sorban. I see this as a good omen. I'll tell you what. I need people to investigate this scroll. I see in your eyes a kind of a sense of duty. Am I wrong?
Absolutely not. I am.
Because let me tell you what is going to happen if you leave me with this scroll. And I will be truthful about it. This scroll will go into the archive. But these days, we don't have the manpower to read and study, and we have stuff going on. And our lanterneers who protect the city are very busy, and the scholars as well. So I'm proposing this. You seem to have traveled a long way to bring this to me. Can I offer you a stay at the Overwatch Library and Archive?
That would be wonderful.
Because it's probably a fake, this document, but if you are as good as you seem to be, Miss Chennai, I would love you to investigate the scroll to give me an assessment on the document.
It would be my utmost honor to do so.
All right. So I would be pleased if you can stay to study it. I would really enjoy it because I am of course a kind of a general of this small army, but I'm more of a scholar and an old man, and I'm really always interested in the past. Would any of your assistant would like to stay too?
Yes, please.
Of course.
Of course. Where the scroll is, that's where I need to be.
All right. Well, my assistant will show you to a room where you can stay. Welcome to the Overwatch.
Thank you.
As you go out of the room, the man takes Hefmira by the arm, just to whisper something in her ears. And he says, "You and I will have to talk. You have a particular presence. Let's talk later, shall we?"
Muted.
Yeah, muted.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how 4 adventurers came into the possession of one of the most important scrolls ever and deliver it to the capital of Karalhi. Of course, where this is going to lead, yes, I can only make you guess about it and ask you maybe to play again to know.
Thank you.
Yes,
I will fail my impulsiveness roll, and yes, I will do that.
Of course.
yes, this game was a little bit more investigative. This time we didn't have a giant lizard man gladiator, and we didn't have this adventurer rogue Tindar cat lady. So, but thanks, it was very good.
Thank you. That was
Oh, yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
There's
but-
always next time.
Yeah, right.
So always next time. The sequel to that is already planned. So.
Ah. Okay.
Tune in for the next episodes of Chronicles of Anoren.
Yeah, you should do my extra and intro, Chepe.
Just write it for me. I'll do it for you.
Yeah. All right. See you guys later. Bye.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye.
guys.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye.